So eventually, by the time we begin to start the journey of our faith, and we begin to see the opposite of what we had been how will I call spoken to in the first place, we begin to feel that God is a liar. And this is not the biblical context of the journey of faith. And this is what I want to readdress. A lot of church are having big problem now because we've taught in the past, especially the modern Pentecostal preachers, we've made people believe that as soon as you come to God, that is the end of all trials and temptations in life. And this is actually not biblical and unscriptural. And because of this, so many people come to church and they expect not to face challenge in the place of work. They expect not to face challenge in their marital life. They expect not to fall sick. They expect not to have financial crisis. They expect that their marriage shouldn't go through trials. They expect that sometimes they shouldn't struggle. So when certain things begin to happen, they begin to prefer certain solutions, saying that maybe there's no God. Some of them have turned to atheists, believing that there's no existence of God because of certain belief. I'm trying to lay some foundation before I preach it. Because certain things, I will call it some misconception and mispresentation of the gospel. Now, I'm not trying to legalize trials, troubles, and challenge and problems. No. But I'm trying to tell you that there's no way you can go through faith in life in this end time that you don't understand the word trial to your faith. There's no way you can go through the process of faith and the process with God that you will not face challenge. And because we've been taught this, some of us are changing church like clothes. So we jump from one pastor to other pastor, from one bishop to other bishop, from one religion to other religion. Some people from Christianity have gone to Hinduism, and all sort of beliefs, because they believe that these things shouldn't happen to me. And now I have discovered that the perfect example to use, to describe, to depict, to explain more elaborately this very argument in the body and the heart of believers is Job. And that's why we took our text from the book of Job, chapter 1 verse 6 through 22. Now this is a story of a man who is an highly anointed man. This was not an unbeliever. This was a believer. This was a God-fearing man. This was a man who had the fear of God. This was a man who was righteous. Now look at the account of God. God himself began to dialogue with the devil, begin to discuss with the devil. God said in the book of Job chapter 1 verse 8, he said, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Have thou considered? God have to bring Job as a reference point. God have the word consider is, have you seen, have you identified, have you recognized, have you seen this man that is a perfect legal tender? He is my pride. Have you seen it? So it was not just a governor that was recommending Job. No. Now I don't give a damn about who you are. Anybody can praise any pastor, anybody can condemn any pastor, anybody can clap hand for any prophet or bishop. But look, that's not the final say. The one who owns the final say is God. Now the person recommending Job here was the I am that I am, the Alakbalato Soleayero, the brighter and the morning star. And where he sat down was on his throne. He was on the throne where the angels were saying, holy, holy, thou art holy. All the 24 elders were there. Then he said, Satan, have you considered my servant Job? That this man Job that I'm talking about, he said that there is none like him in the earth. God was talking. God was talking. He said, there is no man like Job in the earth. No man like Job in the earth. Then he said, perfect and upright man. For God to say a man is perfect, that man is really perfect. We used to make a slogan that there is none perfect except God. But look at God now talking. He said, man, Satan, I have a man that is perfect, and not just only perfect, is upright. Oh my God. It's not just perfect for a day, it's upright in his perfection. It's up to standard. God was talking. Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. This was a conversation in heaven. It was not on earth. The sons of God were gathered, and the devil came. That's why I love people when they come to church and expect that everybody should be angel in the church. It's a lie. Even in heaven, the devil came there. Even in heaven, if the devil can come to heaven and patrol left and right, there is no church he cannot patrol. Oh, I don't understand. But God was seated on his throne. God was seated on his throne, and the devil was moving to and fro. No work to do, so God had to give him work. Handele bodo yegaba, hande koboseke. That's why if you don't work, nothing will work. Let me leave that one. Even God had to give the devil a work to do. He said, have you considered my servant Job? Now, I don't care what you think. Those of you that are highly critical, each time you come to church, why is that girl in that church? Why is that brother in that church? It's not supposed to be in the church. I'm going to leave the church. Shut up. You don't understand the Bible. Even in heaven, the devil came to and fro. If the devil can come to and fro in heaven, who is he not to be a rank champion or any church? He can come to any church. Jesus pastored 12 disciples. One of them was a betrayer. One of them was a denier. So I'm not surprised if you are in this church and you are Judas Iscariot. I'm not surprised if you are in this church and you are hypocritical. I'm not surprised if you are in this church and yet you are still possessed. But one thing I tell you, you can patrol, but your mission will be aborted. You did not hear me. You can patrol, but your mission will be aborted. Because I understand that God told the devil, I have allowed you to torment him, but his soul is not in your hands. You can't touch my life. You can move around me. You can move around the circumference, but you cannot dissolve my mission. You cannot terminate my life. God told the devil, have you considered? Have you considered? The question is, can God boast about you? Can God boast about you? Now, can God boast about you? Now, let me bring your mind here before I preach. Job did not commit sin. He did not misbehave. He did not do things that brought problem. There are some of us, the problem we are going through are caused by us. This was a man that didn't commit anything. He didn't commit abortion. So as a result of that we say that's why she doesn't have a baby. No, I'm talking about your kidney problem. You have drank gogoro and kai. That's why you're having that. This was a man that had no problem at all. He never did anything wrong, but God had to put him through some trials. Now listen to me. I don't give a damn of the amount of Bible you carry and the amount of years you have spent in the faith. The question is, what have you gone through? I will only respect you for what you have gone through. I will only respect you because you have gone through fire and yet you came out untouched and your faith is undoubted. Now listen to me. God is not raising up children that we only come to him because they want butter and bread. God is raising up children whether there is no rain, there is no food, they will stand and tell God, you are still God.